Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Dave.
We're glad you're here.
Thanks for checking out Kotaku Bonsai.
Good morning there, my bonsai friends. Today is all about winter storage. Now we're in zone 7A here in central Pennsylvania, so it does get cold for sure. We don't get quite as much snow as we used to, but right here in our neighborhood, we get high winds. And Cindy and I have lost a lot of trees through the years, not so much due to the cold, but the high winds that really take a toll on trees and pots. And so this year, we're gonna get a lot more serious about our winter protection using the space that we have with some simple, cheap materials that I think are gonna do great. And this hopefully will give you ideas that you can use in your own location to protect your trees better. Now, like I said, we have lost a lot of trees over the many years that we've been doing bonsai here. And it's always kind of stumped me as to why. And it's always basically due to a wilt, where the trees just don't thrive and come back to life in the springtime properly like they should. They wilt and they die, and it looks like a verticillium. Now there's a couple problems, is that there really is no cure for verticillium wilt. Once it affects your tree, it's pretty much an unstoppable disease. So that's problematic in and of itself. But the question is, why does that seem to continually happen to us? Because the soils we use for potted bonsai, garden soils, like they're high quality. And so there really shouldn't be any reason that we're losing that many trees every year to wilt. And really what I think it is because of the high winds that we get during the winter are drying out the pots so well, so deeply, so badly. And then it's freezing the roots very severely, which is damaging them, leaving them susceptible to those soil-borne pathogens like verticillium and other diseases like that. So this year, I've decided we really gotta hunker down, get serious about our winter wind protection. So over here under the deck is where we're gonna do that. So here's a nice wide angle shot to show you the space that we're working with. We've always stashed our trees under the deck, so it'll work pretty well, but this time we're gonna enclose it with 3 clear tarps. Now the upper part of the deck was replaced about a year ago, so that's in really nice and new condition. We're gonna put in some eyelet screws to hang our tarps from, and we're gonna do that on this side right here. So in this space, this is gonna give us about 12 feet wide and about 10 feet deep. The top is obviously gonna be left open so that heat can escape through the cracks, but with a tarp in the front and 2 tarps on the side, it's gonna give us some pretty good wind protection. But I got clear tarps so that some sunlight can come in for the junipers, the pines, that sort of stuff, because I don't want them completely in the dark. Now the deciduous trees, of course, they can pretty much be in the dark the whole time through winter, that's fine, but I do want my conifers some light. The slats in between the deck will also provide a way for rain and snow drip to get in so that there's still some moisture here. But we're gonna go through the construction process here and hang these tarps and show you what we do. Now these are the tarps that I got from Shein, S-H-E-I-N. That's like Temu. They come out of China. And they were pretty cheap. I got 3 tarps for about 40 bucks. But you can see they're clear, so they'll let some sunlight in. And we're gonna hang them by these grommets. So here we are under the deck. And I think we're gonna put hangers that way and then that way, all at the same level. Now there's 3 bolts here. We're gonna have to make sure that the tarp isn't right up against those because I don't want it to tear. And if we go down to this end too, some bolts that we want to keep away from the tarp. Well, we've got the first 2 holes done on the 2 corners to hold up the tarp. And now I'm just going to go and mark these other ones along the length of it so that we can anchor all of them as well. So here's what we've got so far. A 3-sided room with 2 clear tarps up. I'm leaving this face open for now so that I can stash trees and I have a nice open side to do that. But it's already, you can feel how the temperature's very mellow in here. It's cold outside, but it's not too cold right here. So as far as modulating the temperature, I think it'll help really well. It's protected from the wind. I've got a few things I'll have to do, like reinforce the bottom so that it doesn't act like a sail. But I did the corners, and then I'll measure this face here so we can hang that tarp. But so far, I think this is going to be a really nice solution. What do you think? So I'm pretty happy with this. This is a little makeshift cold frame. And I think this is gonna work pretty well. You know, there's a chance that the winter winds will shred these tarps. And, you know, if I gotta replace them next year, it's $40. It's not like, you know, hundreds or thousands of dollars. And, but for the time being, I think this is gonna be a nice little winter shelter. I'm gonna probably temporarily hang that 3rd wall loosely so that I can take it down if needed to get the rest of the trees in. I'm gonna let them drop their leaves out there instead of dropping their leaves in here. They'll be fully dormant, and then I'll bring them right in. So that might still be another week or 2, but we've got lots of cool projects coming up. We're gonna be doing hardwood cuttings with Chase Roseade and some other friends of mine. We're gonna be doing our apprenticeship up in upstate New York, starting in November 2025 and going all the way through the end of 26. We're gonna be doing Japanese maples, dwarf conifers, all types of tree projects, greenhouses, cold frames, you name it, on the nursery. So I hope you'll stick around and watch those episodes. We're gonna film everything that we do and share it with you guys. So again, I'm gonna finish up this for the day and you know, start getting ready for packing it in for the winter. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.